October 2025. You're welcome to another edition of GH Today, and my name is Mohammed. Let me start the show by motivating you. Our motivation for this morning is by Watson Shire, who says, document the moments you feel most in love with yourself, what you're wearing, who you're around, what you're doing, recreate and repeat. So recreate the moment, repeat the moment, make sure that everything that you love, you are documenting it. That's our way of motivating you this morning. Let me help you write better English and then speak better English as well.
Today's word is incorrigible. Incorrigible. Take note, the word is pronounced incorrigible, not incorrigible, as many Ghanaians say. The stress is on the second syllable. Incorrigible. It's an adjective. The word is mainly used humorously. Someone who is incorrigible has faults that will never change. Let's exemplify it. My colleagues think I'm incorrigible because I wear earrings to work as a man. Incorrigible.
So those of you who say incorrigible, you know the right pronunciation now. It is incorrigible. Let's bring you a quote today. All right, so Captain has joined me for court today. Captain, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Lily. I'm good. Yourself?
Well,
today is Wednesday.
Yeah, I know, but it's a cold Wednesday morning.
Wednesday. Yeah. The whole environment is very cold and it's very difficult and very tempting if you are moving around, but you just have to take some care when you are moving around.
I'm sure you will oversleep.
I tell you, it's very tempting.
I know. Yeah. What are the things you are looking at for court this morning? Yesterday, before you went to court, we spoke about OSP versus Charles Bissiou.
Yes, so OSP Charles Bissiou, Juan Raphael Mensah, and of course, Dr. Nadede Tego. When I mentioned Nadede, it's a familiar name that we know around. Yeah, the three of them are before the court for certain offenses that in the eyes of the office of the special prosecutor, they ought to be in court to answer. Yesterday was the day that the trial was supposed to start, and when the trial is starting, it means that the prosecutors from the office of the special prosecutor are calling their very first witness to come and testify in relation to the charges that have been leveled against the accused persons. And if you look at the charge sheet filed by the office of the special prosecutor, the three accused persons are on 8 counts. Mr. Charles Bissiou is on 3 counts each of using public office for money and of corruption-related activities. Then the remaining 2, each of them is on the charge of abetment. So all of them put together, they have denied the offenses. And of course, the prosecution or the one who is alleging ought to prove why they think that these individuals have committed an offense. But when the case was called yesterday, Ekwia, who is a prosecutor from the office of the special prosecutor, indicated that at the 11th of October, they have filed the very last of their witness statement, and they warned the court. In fact, before anything, the court found out from their parties, the accused persons and their lawyers, which all of them indicated that they have received that. So a mini case management conference was put together where they detailed all the things, and of course there's a bit that the witness will be detailing in court, including pen drives, conversation, WhatsApp conversations that took place and all of that. Caution statement obtained from each of the accused persons. Even Andy Thomas, one of the accused persons who was earlier charged convicted because he entered in a plea negotiation with the Office of the Attorney General, agreed to the offense, and then he has been convicted. He paid a fine and he's been let go. And then the remaining are on it. Then the issue, in fact, the judge, Justice Kokuvite, indicated that the judge was not happy about the fact that the trial was not starting yesterday because clearly all indications point to the fact that the trial was supposed to start yesterday. Prosecutors say that they had their witness in court, but just so that they want the court to know that they still will have to do that last part of the case management conference. So after everything, one of the things that the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the lawyers, indicated to the court was that they want the witness in court, their first witness is somebody who is an undercover investigator. And so they want his testimony taken in camera. They want the court to clear the court. Anybody who is not directly playing the role, which means that if you are in the court for a different case, if you are in the court to observe, like the media, nobody will be allowed to sit in. And it didn't sit well with the defense lawyers who also made their voice count. Their prayer was simple. We want the identity and, of course, whatever the witness will be saying, protected. So the court ought to be cleared. Now, the judge, after listening to the situation, said the OSP will have to come formally. You have to make that application formally. The court will not take an oral application of that nature. So on the 29th of this month, October, they are expected to come to court for them to move or that particular formal application requesting that their very first witness, whom they say that he's an undercover investigator, testify in camera. The court will listen and then hear argument, opposing argument from the accused person as they have indicated through their lawyers, and then the court will make a determination. So that case yesterday came on, but the trial did not start as usual. OSP want their witness testify in camera or court cleared, and then they'll have to come and prove that. So the indication is that it is after that motion is dealt with or application is dealt with, then a date will be fixed, or under the following month, the trial will begin. So that's what Charles Bishop was in court. The other two accused persons were also in court. Of course, their lawyers were all present in court yesterday. Okay.
And then yesterday evening, there was a news item that broke on the update on the Ahmed Saleh's murder. And I'm sure viewers would recall that there was a certain gentleman, Daniel Kranting, who was named as being a key member of persons who were involved in the killing of Ahmed Saleh.
Right.
Yesterday, there was an update on that.
Yeah, so a lot of people, if you remember, somebody will ask, why the case was so... So, yes, Daniel Kranting was arrested and put before the Medina District Court. And 2 counts, abetment and murder. The lower court or the district court is not the court to try him. All that was happening was that it was aiding the investigators, it was aiding the police to be able to put their house in order by way of getting all their facts, the evidence, exhibits ready. And then because it's a first-degree felony case, the Attorney General will have to advise on the docket. When I say the Attorney General, I say the Office of the Attorney General will have to advise on the docket because it is a case that the duplicate case docket, after investigation, all the evidential material in the exhibit will be taken there. But there should be a link, there should be a connection that have been established by the evidence and then investigation done by the police to show that, yes, indeed, this accused person or this suspect is linked to the crime as committed. The advice from the Office of the Attorney General to the district court handling the initial stages is the effect that Daniel Kranting cannot be connected to the offenses as charged, abetment and murder. The document, the exhibits, the evidential material that have come to the fore directly or in establishing cases like that, you need to show that that person is directly linked, has a connection to that. If you cannot find any direct link, you should be able to use what we call circumstantial evidence. Where you can use circumstances to be able to prove your case. And we have discussed some of that in moments here where you think that circumstances, he did that, and then at the end. So yesterday, the effect is that the advice to the court was that the accused person who was put before the Medina District Court, there's no much information or evidence to show that he should be held responsible. And once that is done, the only duty of the court is to discharge him. And that was basically what happened yesterday when the office of the Attorney General advised on the docket. Normally, sometimes what the AG will do is that when the police send the duplicate case docket, and the AG's office look at it, and they think that there's some more work to be done, they advise that go and do that, do this and all of that. But in this matter, what we are saying is that in perusing all the documents and information, evidential materials and all the exhibits, there's nothing that connects Daniel Corantin to that offense. And remember that we were told that he was the one that sold pictures of Ahmed Swale to Kennedy Ohine Japan. He was in close proximity to the residence where he was killed and all of that. The advice and per the evidence said that those ones did not prove conclusive. They were not conclusive enough to be able to connect him to the account. So now Daniel Corantin is now a free man because the AG's advice per the investigations that have been conducted is that there's nothing to hold him accountable to this offense. So police will have to redirect their investigation into getting who perpetrated this crime.
And then yesterday you chanced on a Ghanaian lawyer who is Chinese by origin. Is he Ghanaian or he's Chinese? Which is which?
So you note that during the call to bar, there was a man with a Chinese origin, but he's a Taiwanese. What we spoke to. So in the minds of people, who is this? We are bringing a lot of Chinese now into Galamsey and all of that. So
and interestingly, President Mohammed meeting the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, Ghana has been elevated to the status of a partner to China. So now there's a lot of collaboration.
Yeah. So yesterday, just while I was on duty at the law court complex, then I chanced on a lawyer by name lawyer Young. The other name, I want to reserve it because if I try it this morning, I'll have issues. So then I had an interaction with him and then he came to the fore that, in fact, he was called to the bar in Ghana as far back as in 2017. So that's about 8 years. He's been practicing as a lawyer in Ghana for about 8 years. And we have the Chinese in Ghana who have had a lot of issues with Galamsey and all of that. So the question really is, so if he's in Ghana for the past 8 years, why is he not representing the Chinese who are into illegal money? So yesterday, we had a very interesting conversation as to whether he's also mentoring some of his own Chinese citizens or nationals to come and do law in Ghana. He said, look, it is something that he is doing to ensure that they come, understand the rudiment of how the system works, go to law school and pass and become lawyers and all of that. Let's hear the interaction that I had with Young Esquire.
It means a lot. It means that the Chinese community is legally represented in Ghana.
For how long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing for 8 years now. 8
years?
Yeah, since 2017.
Oh, so Shenpo is not the first Chinese, somebody with a Chinese background to be called to the bar. He's from Taiwan.
Yeah, he's from Taiwan. Yeah. He's a Chinese.
Okay.
But he's from Taiwan.
Oh, so he is your junior? You are senior to him?
I'm a bit senior to him.
Are you going to mentor some more Chinese to come to Ghana to read law?
That is what I'm doing. I'm bringing more Chinese. I'm also educating people on how to go to law school, pass the entrance exams, and also go to the law school for the professional training.
Are you representing?
You'll see more Chinese in Ghana.
Yeah, you're seeing more Chinese in Ghana, and the concern really has been respect to illegal mining. Are you representing some of them in court?
No, I have never represented any person involved in illegal mining before.
You have not?
Yeah, because this topic is too sensitive. I cannot talk about it.
If they come to you, will you represent them?
I don't think so. I
Why?
don't think so, especially now, because the law is tight now. But
Okay.
I've been educating them on social media. I've been collaborating with the embassy, with the Chinese community.
So let me try his name. Yes, Yang Wenhua. Yang Wenhua Esquire. Yes.
Young Wenhua.
Wenhua Esquire.
Okay.
So you heard clearly. He said, look, yes, there are some Chinese nationals in Ghana into illegal mining, but the point is that the Ghanaian law is very tight. His duty really, he's been collaborating with officials of the Chinese in Ghana, and then they've been educating a lot of their members, their citizens, through social media and all of that. But the issue of illegal mining, he's never represented any Chinese who is found culpable into illegal mining or who is into illegal mining, or it's even neither. He didn't have the intentions of even representing them, because he thinks that the law, if you are doing the wrong thing, he is not the one to come and be fighting for you. So he has a clear plan and all of that. We'll be following that and we'll be monitoring that, and we'll see how much more this development, the issue of the foreigners into our legal system, how it is shaping our lifestyle and how it is shaping the discourse that we are having, especially when we are dealing with the issues of illegal mining, when the Chinese, some of them are known to be notoriously
Involved
in this menace.
And then let's look at some of the stories or some of the cases coming up.
Yes, so yesterday we talked about the National Service, ghost names, and all of that. And a newsroom, I did indicate that it didn't look likely that yesterday they were appearing in court, because the case was yet to be assigned to a specific court. And as to whether both cases will be in one court or they will be in separate courts. Remember that the charges have been filed separately and all of that. The indications probably may point to the fact that maybe, just maybe, today they will be in court, but we'll be around to see what will happen. And as and when they show up in court, we'll update you and all of that. But what is clear is that the charges have been filed and they are expected to appear before court. When they come, what we are expecting is that their pleas will be taken, irrespective of the court that they will be, and we'll hear their response. If they plead guilty, the case is over. But they plead not guilty, then the prosecution or the Office of the Attorney General prefer the charges, would then have to come and prove why they think that these two individuals should be held responsible for them official with the application of misappropriation of funds meant for national service persons and all of that. So we should just be looking around and all of that. The legal year is in, and then the court is now settling. Yesterday I mentioned that there are some of the courts that, because of the elevation of some of the judges, the new high court judges who are coming are yet to come in to fill some of the portals and all of that. So a lot of things are now taking shape in the new legal year.
Okay. All right, Captain. Thank you very much. That should do for court today. Inside Out is next. On Inside Out this morning, we talk about disenfranchised, for want of a better expression, NDC folks who feel that, well, my party is in power, but I've not got anything from my party. A number of them have gone on social media to rant and rave about not being given any appointment. And yesterday, I engaged a presidential staffer, Beatrice Ananfio, who said that, well, still early days yet. They understand that they appreciate that the party has a lot of numbers. They are trying their best to help everybody out. But Rome was not built in a day. It cannot be done within a month. It cannot be done within a year. There are still more spaces that some party members will be accommodated in. And so party folks should exercise patience and then restraint. But for people who feel that, well, I have worked, I've been in the trenches for years. I was in opposition for 8 years. My party is in power. And it feels as though I'm still in opposition. Ivy, good morning. Do you think the party's call for patience is justified? I mean,
yes, Lily. So that's a very poignant question, right? So, how long should food soldiers wait to get their due? It's a legitimate question to ask, right? But I also think that in politics, patience is everything. But you see, it's not just about food soldiers having to be patient. It's also not just about assurances to party members that, hey, at the right time, you will get the benefit from the sweat that you put in getting the party to power. But there's one thing that in this country we overlook. It's the fact and it's the reality that only MPP supporters cannot bring the party to power. Only NDC supporters cannot bring the party to power.
That's true, because there are equally some members of the NPP who felt that, well, my government is not doing well, so let me vote for the alternative. And some floating Ghanaians.
In fact, they are the determining factor in who becomes the president and which party governs us. And so sometimes you see some appointment. And in recent time, we've heard many of that from both sides. So Mr. Pipra, the former CDS, from the military, is given an appointment as a deputy ambassador to Canada. And the MPP supporters go like, oh, really? So where lied his allegiance when he was in charge of the military, when we were in power, right? Then his supporters will go like, no, they're supposed to be an Akufo-Addo appointee, right? So can't another NDC person fill this slot and get the benefit of the sweat that they put in? You see? Yes, we can forgive those who have not followed politics for a while when they make such assertions. But we also know that in politics, a lot of considerations go into one appointment or the other. To the NDC supporters, they might not know what Mr. Pipra is bringing to the table, or whatever role he might have played, one or the other, to help with the forward march of the country. It might not necessarily be political.
But you know, very often they feel that, well, even if you did anything, we didn't see it. It was not frontal.
Exactly.
So we didn't see it.
See, what's not visible to you means that it doesn't exist. No. That would be a very narrow way of looking at it. So that's one. The other one is, let's just say, competent people who are neutral. And I can mention some of them. In fact, one of them, interestingly, is our vice president today. When former President Mohammed then appointed Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman as the Minister for Education, he did so because she had rose through the ranks to become the very first female vice chancellor of University of Cape Coast. Right? University of Cape Coast is noted for its prowess when it comes to education, when it comes to teaching, right? When it comes to academia. So that elevation has today gotten the country its first female vice president. You cannot tell me that at that time that she was being appointed, she was a card-bearing member of the NDC. No. Right? Talk about Nana Oyelita. Nana Oyebampo now. Nana Oyebampo-Addo.
Yeah.
She was in the civil society space, if you remember the Gambia killings, and how she crusaded.
Yeah, she was very vocal.
Exactly. Then Muhammad gives her an appointment, right? And the list is endless. Sometimes you need those to complement the team for the forward march.
Yeah.
So when foot soldiers, the hardline foot soldiers see that, well, no, there's a slot that could have gone to the NDC foot soldier. So that's the point. No political party can come to power on the strength of only its base.
But you know, the flip side is that some members of the NPP, I mean, after their defeat, would also go on social media and say that, well, some persons were not really for us, and then after the government won, a number of people who worked were not appreciated, they were not given positions, they brought people from abroad, people from elsewhere, they gave them positions, and they didn't even contribute to the party's fortunes in the elections. And I can tell you that a number of them did not even go on campaign platforms to campaign for the party. But were they really members of the NPP?
Good question. Here's the thing. See, people contribute to political campaigns in diverse ways. Some resources. Some cannot convince even a goat to move this way or that way politically. But what they can do is to devote their resources to those who can do the convincing. So if you are telling me that CEOs who were appointed that the MPP people, the party members believe were not thoroughbred MPP members, did not contribute financially, then there was something fundamentally wrong with the party system. Because the party structure that extracts this contribution directly. I'm in parliament, and I've been in parliament for a while. When the party goes to opposition, it is funded largely by the salaries of its members of parliament. Because it's deducted from source. Every month, MPP members of parliament forfeit a percentage of their salaries. And it goes into not just the press conferences, not just the crusade that the party wages but also to support the party. So if there are CEOs today, if the NDC doesn't have a structure, that ensures that all CEOs, government appointed CEOs, also contribute something to the development of the party, then the party is failing. So you cannot blame the CEOs, blame the party structure. That's one. Two, I had dealt with the one angle. The other angle is this. See, when foot soldiers cry that they are being neglected, it's mostly because of greed on the part of the appointees. See,
and the fact that they do not even respond to calls. Exactly. Yesterday, I saw a female journalist post on social media that when it comes to receptiveness, for want of a better expression, then she would rather give it to the NPP. I don't think that even when the NPP was in power, she would have said this, because at the time they were equally not answering calls. And now, a number of appointees, I do not want to mention names, especially Mama Muhukukutino, you don't answer calls. When we call you for interviews, you choose not to respond. And they're not just doing it to journalists, they are doing it to their own party force. Last night, that's at 12 midnight, I was in a conversation with somebody, and the person said, the person lives abroad, and he said he was very supportive of the NDC. I don't want to mention the person, but this is a very leading member of the NDC, an executive of the NDC. The person even showed me send wave receipts and all that he supported. But after the party won power, to even pick the person's call is a challenge. And it's not as though the person wants anything. You know, the person wants to discuss a few things with you, but the person will not even answer. So the person said, as for me, I'm done with politicians.
Exactly. You see? And so the one aspect is what I talked about, foot soldiers crying off neglect, right? I'll come to the party financiers and those who actually tilled the soil, the ground, and assisted the party come to power. And I'm talking about both parties. Now, if an appointee, as we speak now, is yet to attend to the needs of party foot soldiers, two reasons. Many of them are yet to settle, but there's a way you go about it.
Exactly.
Many of them are
just answer the call.
Exactly. And carry them along. Let them understand that you are yet to settle, because trust me, 10 months, in some cases 7 months, in some cases 8 months.
It's not enough.
It's not enough for you to settle. To have a grasp on anything, to be able to assess, because many a times these assistants that we are talking about, they are financial assistants, right? Now, put that aside. So that's for the foot soldiers to know that, see, it's too early for any foot soldier to be disgruntled. But it's also not too early to draw attention to that. And so, like I talked about, many of them, it's just fees, some support for a family member. Yes, some of them need jobs. And that, of course, will take a while. And you heard, of course, Beatrice and I'm few yesterday relate to that. That, yes, it's not everybody that can be employed within the first year of an administration. Now, flip that to where you and I are. the media. You see, sometimes the orientation of the appointees, they think everybody is in need of money. They think everybody is coming to them to ask for help. They think picking a call will just be followed by, can you give me 10,000 Ghana cedis? Or my mother is sick, or I'm in the hospital, send me money for my hospital bills. No. So when you talk about the media, right, it is the job. If you are not ready to speak yet, just communicate. And some of them have done that. Some of them have done that. They've been able to communicate that, see, per what I have on my table, is so much that I have to cross the T's, dot the I's, get a grasp on my sector before I speak to what I'm doing. I don't want to speak futuristically to just what is to come. I want to be able to speak to what I have done too. That's a good policy, but communicate. So someone will tell that, Abi, we are not ready for one-on-one interviews here. We are not yet ready for media engagement as of yet. But many of them will not answer. And that's how come the individual you're related to will talk about the fact that they send calls and the calls are not returned, messages are not returned, and what have you. It's actually a cancer that eats away appointees.
Yes.
We said the same thing about MPP appointees.
Exactly. We on a number of occasions when we sat here, we talked about them a lot. Exactly. Now they are in opposition, and interestingly, they would rather be the ones calling you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when the NDC was in opposition, they would rather be... See, at the time, any member of the NDC who missed your call, even if it was 12 midnight, they will call you back. Yes. Or first thing the next morning, they would call you back. Now, when you call them, a number of them would answer calls. A number of them we don't need you anymore because we are in power anyway. Exactly. But remember, 4 years, there will be a change of baton.
That's the thing. And you see, another thing, I don't subscribe to even, and I tell my colleague journalists a lot about this, that, okay, let's wait till after the 4 years, then we show them pepper. No. We will show you the pepper for you to do the right thing when you are in power, because it's in the interest of the country for you to get it right. Right? So some people say, okay, so yes, I've cut off these media people whom I was very close to when we were in opposition, right? No problem. Yeah. Those people will put fire on you for you to do the right thing. Exactly. And here I'm not talking about personal favors. Because, see, and they know it. We don't need personal favors. They know it.
What do we need? We don't need personal. We just want interviews. Come and respond to some issues.
And deliver. So if you are not delivering, trust me, the fire will come on you, and then you will do the right thing. And mind you, it's not just about the fire coming for you to do the right thing. The president is equally monitoring and watching. Yeah. If need be, you'll be fired. It is what it is.
Because the president himself has said that put fire under our feet, so that we will deliver. Yes. But if his people, and about a week or two ago, I was having a conversation with someone. The person said the person actually trusts President Mahama, but his biggest failure will be his appointees.
And we've always said that about presidents, that they have good hearts, right? They mean well for the country. They have beautiful policies, right? And I've heard people even say that about Akufo-Addo. Yeah. You can imagine that as the people around him that feel, I don't subscribe to that true and true. But yes, sometimes it is usually the appointees who are tasked with the responsibility of delivering your policies.
Exactly. So you cannot go down there.
They have failed you. If they fail, they have failed you, right? And so, yes, relative to the financiers, you see, I think if you take out the relationship, because respond to them, let them understand. If it's about they seeking to recoup their investment, I think it's too early. But the appointees and the people whom the support went to the party through must equally be conscious enough to attend to them and relate to them positively for them to understand that. You know what? It's too early. Because, in fact, the president is not even done with his appointment. Exactly. Right? The president is not done with his appointment. But mind you, when the time comes, we'll attend to you favorably. Because people invest in financing political parties,
of course,
expecting return. And I'm not talking about illegitimate returns. I'm talking about legitimate returns. And so the least you can do is for now, at least pick their course. Let them understand that.
It's as simple as that. You know, yes, everything it's about communication.
Yeah.
Just communicate to the people.
Yes.
If you're unable to answer, just tell them, I am unable to respond to your call at this time. I'll get back to you.
Yes.
The person will understand, the people will understand. Especially with their foot soldiers.
Exactly.
Communicate to them. Do not wait till they go on social media and rant and then you come and do rebuttals and say, oh, this person is a nice person. We do not want to hear that. There are good people out there. But see, desperation can make you do a lot of things.
Yes, even though it might not be an excuse. So yesterday we related to the gentleman who took on the NPA boss using some unprintable words against
which is very wrong.
Very.
I mean, you interestingly, you had access to that person.
Exactly.
So why go on social media? I think that when we get just free data, 2 CD data, we think that we are champions on social media. Let's be mindful, because mind you, even if you needed a job, do you think this person can actually vouch for you today?
Nobody else will.
Yes.
Because of what you've done. So you've ended up burning the bridge, if ever there was one, right? And you say it's out of frustration. You know what people are going through? If people were to wear their frustrations on their foreheads, you think this country can contain us? Yes, that's something called emotional intelligence, right? And mind you, that sense of entitlement from a section of the public, I think
sense of entitlement, but we feel it.
Yeah.
Now, on the campaign platform, you go with them and you tell them that, oh, don't worry, our party will come to power, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
Now, your party comes to power and you're refusing to answer their calls. You gave them the sense of entitlement. And so politicians must equally take a cue.
I get that. I get that. And you are right. But here's the thing. I think political party supporters must know that, just as life is, right? It's not everybody who will get something directly. So this government, for instance, cannot employ everybody. NDC member. So what happens is that those who have gotten appointment are supposed to spread the goodies around. And you, the food soldiers, are also not supposed to be greedy. You go from A, you take. Go from B, you take. Then you behave like the fowl. And then you just clean your mouth. You get the point, right? Again, we must also know that just as life is unfair, politics is unfair. Others will do the heavy lifting, others will enjoy. It is what it is.
See, I mean, we've seen it across the divide. The NPP now, so NPP under Kufuor, NDC under Mills and Mahama, now NPP under Kufuor and Mahama is back again. It's cyclical.
A gentleman went to school to give kids a pep talk, and he told them that, you know what, life out there is difficult. And I can tell you that not everybody in this room will make it in life. And the school administration was not happy. That why is he telling kids that not everybody but that's the reality. You see, we hate the truth.
The truth,
not everybody.
And hail things that are unnecessary.
That's the point. That's the point. So for the politicians, yes, there will always be politicians. Yes, if your godfathers and your godmothers are able to attend to you, hooray.
And you see, now we are breeding a certain system of godfather, godmother. And so now even food soldiers are thinking, oh, I need to get a godmother. But if people work hard, they must be rewarded regardless of who they
must be that fair.
Yes, who their godmother or godfathers are.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
We're on campus with mates, right? Some of them decided to just venture into politics, right?
Yeah.
And so, right from school, you know the benefits that they get. They get to do their national service in places that many people will envy, right? After that, if their parties are still in power, they get opportunities. That's the reality. But we must create a system where you and I, who decided not to go that way, but still come out there and make a living, we are equally able to fairly make it, by and large, right? Creating a level playing field for everybody, creating opportunities for everybody.
We want to do politics, but because we want to equally succeed in our various fields.
Yes, yes. So yesterday, when you engaged Beatrice, she talks about patience and related to her own personal experiences. The role she played in pain, and that at the point she went for door to door and they poured water on her in Insuta. Yet when the party came to power, she didn't get anything.
Yeah, and her colleagues on the other side, I mean,
they were making fun of her.
Yeah. But the party, maybe the party structure must equally engage these people. It shouldn't just be individuals. The party structure must take time and engage these individuals that have patience. Take time. We will attend to you. Kasade. That's all that matters, you know. Communication is key. Anyway, that should do for Inside Out. Let's bring you the papers now.
This morning, Lily. Cabinet okays 6,200 teacher postings. Clearance makes way for payment of arrears. That's according to the Education Minister. So 2 days ago was the Health Minister. Yesterday, also the Education Minister relating to the same matter. Mahama and Z pledged stronger Ghana-China ties, and so we've attained the partnership status with the Chinese. So we are now an asset to the Chinese. Yes. Yeah, positive development there. Ghana incurs $1.9 billion in annual post-harvest losses. It's something that must be addressed. Yes, not just about paying attention to agriculture, not just about tilling the land and then growing. But
post-harvest losses.
Yes, farmers lose a lot of money because there's no ready market, there are no storage facilities and what have you. Economy demonstrates resilience. That's according to a report. That's it for the Daily Graphic this morning.
The Lady Guy says Greater Accra embraces Brian Champon Ahmed Swale killer freed. Killer is in inverted commas. Mahama secures zero-tariff deal for Ghana. For caged over food delivery scam.
Yes.
Everything
so
will scam
Ghana. A whole syndicate. That purports to be selling food on delivery. So you order, you pay for delivery, it never comes.
Yeah, at some point it was being done to a number of these popular eateries.
Yes.
Anyway.
The Daily Searchlight this morning. High-risk gold prices drive Ghana's economy recovery. That's according to Fish. And Swale's murder case, court discharges accused on AG's advice, told that the AG doesn't think that the evidence at hand is enough to secure conviction. And so it has advised accordingly for the gentleman to be freed. December in Ghana 2025 officially launched. It's not, this is different from 30 December, right? Ghana to host Made in Africa AI conference in November. That is it for the Daily Searchlights.
The news center, Momo runs on one of the world's most secure data systems, as according to the Momo chief. Baumia begins 275 constituencies tour today. That
was earlier, prelims.
Okay.
Yeah, prelims. So now targeted constituencies.
But we have 276 constituencies now. So it means that...
Okay, 225.
He's
okay, so you mean, why is the other one? Okay, it will come.
Financial squeeze chokes AfriWave, telcos indebtedness, tariff delays, cedi dollar losses threatening interconnection system. Mahama Xi Jinping talks renew strategic ties. Ghana's recovery hinges on gold, faces high risk. That's according to Fitch.
Informer this morning, raised 1 PP standard bearer. Baumia urges decent discourse as he kickstarts nationwide campaign. Today, Mahama predicts Nana Jane's presidency. Okay, that's the deduction that has been made from what the president said far away in China about Ghana soon having a female president. NDPC warns against project overruns, and Century Sky Courier organizes test flight to Ho. Yes, and then World Cup qualification. KGL Group extols Black Stars, and Galamsey TUC accuses government of betrayal.
The publisher, Ghanaian publisher, Baumia urges civility begins constituency campaign. Government deceiving nurses, that's according to the minority. KGL hails Black Stars for World Cup sport. Tano North MC aiding Galamsey, that's according to a royal family. Hey.
The Chronicle this morning, Baumia buckles down, starts nationwide tour. Brian unstoppable in Accra.
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah. And Massa, pay the nurses and stop the Tubu minority. Yes.
But they have promised to pay them by November.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah. See the Tubu. Yeah. So the quotation for this morning, Deuteronomy 24. For the Lord your God is
he that giveth
goeth with you
to fight for you against your enemies to save you. No, no, when Brian,
yeah,
so,
go with God is going to Brian to fight
his enemies
for him, and then the God will also go with the former vice president. They all have their God in their books.
Anyway, that should do for the papers this morning. I did this with Ibrahim Alassan. I take a break here. When I return, you know it's Wednesday, right? It's an all-female ensemble for the breakfast review. Stay with me. Today here on GHOne TV, and I'm Lily Mohammed. It's now time for the breakfast. I told you that on Wednesdays it's an all-female ensemble. I've been joined in the studio by Amma Pratt. She's a vice presidential aide. She's a spokesperson to the vice president and then the press secretary. Yesterday they were in Karachi to commiserate with families of victims who perished on that boat incident. Quite unfortunate. 15 of them died. We understand that 11 of them were children. One person was missing. There was a search and rescue underway. I do not know how far we are. I will tell us about that. And then the surviving victims. What's the government's plan? I know that government has announced some packages for them. What's the plan? Should tell us. And later we'll be joined by Ellen Amadeko. She is a member of the NPP communications team. She's one of the spokespersons for the Baumia campaign as well. Amma, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Lily.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
How have you been?
I've been good. Yourself? You're looking as always. Always.
Thank you. You look well too.
Thank you.
How did yesterday go? You were with the vice president at Karachi. I am wondering how the families were feeling yesterday.
I mean, all such interactions or community interactions, you are always hoping for certainly not a mood like that. It's a journey. It's quite a journey, all the way there and to interact. You're always hoping for maybe less gloomy reasons, to meet with your people. I see that all of Ghana has lost. These are individuals of the state. All of us, share in this terrible incident. But, of course, there are those who are way more affected than the rest of us could ever be.
Of course.
And they were all there, the mothers, the fathers, the babies. This harrowing story of a baby that was on the boat too but had survived,
A baby survived?
Yes, that's what we're told. That there was one of our colleagues, Stella was pointing to a baby to me that that baby survived. Wow. So, I mean, sad, and yesterday afternoon, I have to say it affected my mood, like my whole countenance, my mood. It's just the tragedy, right? When we leave our homes and we go out, we expect to come back.
Of course.
And so to leave home and not be able to come back in such a terrible way, it's just, and I dare say that we also haven't really fully recovered yet, and then to have to deal with this one too, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why I always say that leadership is important. To have leaders who understand, who get it, who appreciate, and who will move. Her Excellency literally put her whole schedule on hold. Everything we had planned for yesterday was put on hold.
Okay.
And we converged by 5 a.m. To move to the community, Okuma specifically, in the Kesekwachi district. And so we went there. We're accompanied not just the team but also by the sector minister,
the transport minister.
He was there himself. Yes, he was there in person too. So of course an assessment, an understanding, a briefing, all of that. But then most importantly, to commiserate with the community, with the families, and like you say, to give the little that we can. I say little, but that I'm being, with my choice of words. Breadwinners may have lost their lives in the process. Sometimes you are mourning the loss of a loved one, but you are also mourning your very sustenance. What am I going to eat going forward? So we went there with oil, with rice, with clothes, with mosquito nets, all the things that we can, but also with life jackets.
Okay.
Right? Because it's an integral part of this conversation with life jackets. With money, to aid with the funeral process and all of that, but also with an assurance and the hope Her Excellency said categorically, we are here with you. This is not your laws. This is our laws, you know. So all of these things, and a hug and, you know, a pat in the back, it's always so crucial, you know, to feel that leadership is with you. You are not alone. It's we say this over and over and over again, that the essence of community in nation building, to know that there's a higher power. You are not by yourself. You are not just one small community somewhere that is going through. No. There's a whole government that is backing you, that is with you in your time of grief. I think it was very, very important. To that extent, I would say that it was very, very successful. I had the benefit, and I'm saying benefits. At the time, it didn't seem like a benefit, but, you know, because our car got stuck, you know, so we had to stop, and I had the benefits of being able to stop a car that's moving and to jump on it, and because I had to be there, I had to see what was happening. And I say it was a benefit because the conversation in the car with the people who live in the community was very, very, very instructive. It was a learning, you know, experience for me, because I have questions like the rest of us. How is it that an 11-year-old is riding,
manning a boat? I mean,
right. How is
on
that? How
such a river, you know, an 11-year-old, it goes a long way to say that this has become the norm. But how do we move away from the norm?
It is the norm. It is the norm, and that's what they told me. They said it's the norm. You know, these things happen. You know, we all see it, and there was a lady in front. You know, she said that. Actually, I think it was a driver who said, if your son lives in this community, by the time he's 8, he will know how to do it. And
8.
I was thinking, I have a 7-year-old. You know, that's going to be 8.
Very by the time he's 8,
yes, he will know how to. Because it's what they do. It's like fishing. It's how they fish. And you know what I'm saying?
That's their means of survival.
So in the moment, I'm thinking, wait, I'm looking at my son. In my mind, I'm thinking, if my son can do something like that at 8, as a parent, I probably feel proud. I probably feel, oh, okay. Let's try. It helps to put yourself in the shoes of the people when they are going through something, right? But would I let him then, you understand? So we say all the time that there's an 11th commandment of thou shalt not be caught. But this is too painful a court. I don't know if I'm making sense. This is too painful a court. I'm praying, I'm hopeful that this one would, you know, because, I mean, I could sit here and rattle all of government interventions since this government assumed office. I can sit here and tell you that when we're having the government accountability series, the minister in black and white, and this is a paper that is easily accessible, anybody can go and access that paper and see, you know what I'm saying, spoke about all of the interventions that the ministry is doing for inline transport services, right? This search and rescue unit, this vessel, Azuma Kole Klote, I think it's called, that is just awaiting commissioning. He says, I haven't commissioned it in the past 2 months just because I haven't had the time, right? All of the security safguard officers that have been put along the coastlines since this government assumed office. I could talk about that. I could talk about the compliance officers, you know, dotted along the and this is something that he said during his time at the government accountability series. It's there. So all of these interventions are being done. All of the life jackets that have been procured, you know, and sent to these communities. We could talk ourselves hoarse on all of that. But you see, at the end of the day, Lily, at the end of the day, it's people taking personal responsibility for themselves, for their lives. This is where it's at, right? Which is why I'm excited that Her Excellency took the time to take these life jackets, right, and demonstrate how it's supposed to be worn and appeal to the mothers, appeal to the fathers, appeal to the children and say that before you get on the boat, make sure that you wear this. We can talk about prosecution, prosecuting the managers of these boats, prosecuting the people that, you know, because it's transportation, it's like trotro, you know, only that it's on the water, right? It's like how you get into a trotro on the land, it's the same thing. These are transport services. We can talk about prosecuting the service providers, for lack of a better, you know, term. But at the end of the day, it comes to personal responsibility for yourself. Yeah. Now, we've bought all these life jackets free of charge. Use it. Use it. So for me, that's where we are at right now. Education, sensitization. Education, sensitization. It's been going on and on and on. You know, some are adamant that where we are at now is compliance, where we strictly enforce the law. Right?
Shouldn't that be the case? Because it means that we're going to be losing our human resource base to these unfortunate accidents by day.
Compliance is important. But for me, what's most important is the taking personal responsibility for your safety.
But if the people are refusing to take their personal responsibility, personal safety serious, why don't we enforce? Because I engaged the DG of the Ghana Maritime Authority, and he says, well, we do have officers, but they are not enough. And so by the time probably they get there, maybe a boat might have gone on the water already before they would have to go. And so they are inadequate. The people are refusing to wear the life jackets. And so we are at the crossroads. Let's enforce the regulations.
So I just said that a whole vessel has been procured. It's called Azuma Mate Kloli, and it is situated in Pandutoko. A whole vessel has been procured. So a lot is being done in terms of the logistics, right? Officers are being, deployed into the communities. There's a lot that is happening for inline community transportation. A lot is being done. I agree about compliance. It's important. Sometimes the state has to protect the citizens from themselves. So compliance is a conversation. The minister is having that conversation. For Her Excellency, our Vice President, Professor Nana Jino-Poku-Agyeman, she is very interested in us taking personal responsibility, for ourselves, which is why yesterday I keep saying she held a life jacket up herself and she appealed. She kept appealing because if you survive, that's when we can take you and enforce, security measures. It's when you have survived and you lived through it that the state can now hold you and say, I'm taking you to court or I'm taking you to prison. Or what if you die? What if you die? Then you are gone. Then the conversation of compliance doesn't even come up. You understand? So for me, first things first, and that first thing would have to be this, taking personal responsibility for your safety. Let's start from there. Perhaps if you live through it, then we can arrest you and take you to court. But stay alive is, for me, the most important conversation.
I know that the Vice President donated a number of items, food, clothing, life jacket, 200 life jackets. Now, I'm wondering, these life jackets...
So, in all, we'll say 650 because she, personally donated 200.
Okay.
But there were other donations from NADMO, from the MP. When you put all of that together, we're talking about 650 life jackets.
Life jackets, okay.
Yeah.
So, who are these life jackets going into? Who has been entrusted with these life jackets? Because mind you, we know how Ghanaians are. We hoard over certain things. We feel that it is our entitlement. I am keeping it, and so sometimes we even go to the extent of charging people for using it. Who is this being entrusted?
So there, in on the field where we all sat under the canopies, it was mentioned that all of these things that have been brought in were going to be handed over to the MP.
Okay.
Right? So that's where the disbursement is going to happen from. I'm praying that this rainy morning, perhaps the MP is busy right now, distributing, all of these. Because it's free. It's a donation. It's free. Nobody would pay for it. You see, when I spoke to the people in the community, the question is not about paying for it. That's not where the conversation is. It's just people just not wearing it. It's not that there's a cost for it, or because I asked, is that the issue? Are people being asked to pay for it? Is that why people are refusing to wear it? And they were like, no, it's just, it's just not a thing. It's like you've done something one way over and over and over and over again, and that's what you are used to, which is why we need to keep sensitizing, And like I say, as painful as this is, perhaps this is what we need, maybe not. I don't know what I'm even saying. But hopefully this doesn't happen again, which is what Her Excellency just kept saying, that she hopes that this goes away and it doesn't happen, ever again.
Does it also mean that we do not have enough education there? Is this something that government is looking at? Because if there are life jackets, yesterday we have procured life jackets, we're giving it to you for free. But how, if we're asking people to take personal responsibility, do they even know the essence of it? Are we going to start educating them? Because mind you, it is not just about Karachi. Along the coast, there are a number of persons who own canoes. Are we also going to look at regulating these canoes? Because if there are no vessels, and I have one, I would want to use it. And if I'm not available and my child wants to. So are we looking at all these nuances cumulatively?
Yes, we are looking at all these nuances. Now, the role of the compliance officers, as I understand it, is to ensure that the capacity of whatever boat, canoe is being used is adhered to.
Okay.
What load can this equipment carry? And is the load it can carry, is it commensurate with the load is actually carrying? So that's the essence of these compliance officers, who themselves are to oversee the safeguard officers. So there's a chain, right? Has enough education gone down? In theory, I would say yes. But of course, clearly, practice is telling a different story, which then means that, of course, there's more to be done. And again, leadership by example. Her Excellency herself, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, is in the community with lifeguards, appealing, educating, sensitizing. I'm hopeful. But there's more all of us can do. Media, community leaders, chiefs, the MCs, the MPs. There's a lot to be done. But leadership has shown the way. So let's pick it up and run with it.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, the victims that survived, were you able to meet them? Or was their state? Were they still in the hospital? Have they been discharged? What was the state?
So the Vice President, was able to interact with those that were on ground.
Okay.
Of course, considering the time of the journey in and out, it's a lot, So, of course, there's still a lot to be done. There's an MP, sector ministers. They are there. They are going to continue what Her Excellency has started. She's not one to want to take undue advantage of someone's pain and suffering. So it's not everything that she does that she wants, put out there or highlighted for public. No, it's not about that. So I can assure you that there's a lot that's going to continue to happen in terms of helping, the people in the community.
And then the one person that we understood was missing, at the time you visited, did you know whether that person, whether it's he or she, had been found, or search and rescue was still underway?
I mean, there are tractors in the community. The minister is in the community. I don't want to take away the shine from somebody else's. We will hear of all of these things.
But at the time, the person had not been found.
Well, I mean, the morning as we're going, we're told that the 11-year-old that himself was, riding had passed too. Because before then he hadn't passed. He was still alive and he was, but he's passed. So, I mean, Lily, there's more to come. But, be rest assured that government is on top of all of the issues.
Quite sad there. President Mohammed in China, with his Chinese counterpart at the Beijing conference, mentioned that in the nearest future, Ghana will have a female president. Is Vice President Professor Nana GHOne eyeing the top job?
Is she eyeing the top job?
Yes.
She's eyeing her job.
Which is the top job?
Very important job of being the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana.
Okay.
That's where her eyes are. And her eyes are firmly on that, on that ball. She's not taking her eye off that one, which is being the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. I was not surprised when I heard His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama make that statement. He has shown over the years that he's a champion of women. He is the one who has given us our first female, a vice president. So it's one of the things I love about him, that he's very conscious of gender. There are politicians who pay lip service to the gender conversation. There are politicians who pay lip service to equity, equality, but our president is not one of those. He puts his money where his mouth is, and he constantly shows us, Ghanaian women, that he's got our back, So I'm not surprised that he made that statement. It's a wish and a prayer, for me. I know for you too, Lily. For all Ghanaian women, it's our wish and our prayer, and hopefully we will get there. Before Her Excellency became our first female vice president, it was a wish and a prayer, and I can't remember the number of woods I have knocked on, and the number of times I prayed, for that wish and that prayer to become our reality. It's our reality today. We keep wishing and we keep praying, that we will get there as Ghana. It's not about the optics alone. It's not just for show. We know that when women make it, it has direct impact for our lives, for our livelihoods. History has shown us. Today we are living through a vice president, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. So we know from experience what it can do for us. So we keep, wishing and praying. But for Her Excellency, our vice president, her eyes are firmly fixed on the job. She continues to be motivated by her desire to be the best pair of hands, aiding, helping His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama. And that's what we are about. It's the job. It's delivering on the mandate that Ghanaians have given us. Ghanaians did not vote for the NDC to win power so that the NDC will use the whole time constructing and, deciding and maneuvering to take over office. No. It was to get a job done. That's why we got the overwhelming majority that we got. Because Ghanaians trust that this government will be concerned about development. This government will work. So that's what we are doing. Working, delivering on the mandate that was given to us. We leave the future to the future. We pray and we hope.
Well, the future, they say, is today, right?
Absolutely.
We say that the future is female, the future is now. Is Prof the establishment candidate? We know of establishment candidates. I mean, is she the establishment candidate? Many have pointed at certain quarters. President Mahama says Ghana will soon. I mean, for somebody who you say believes in women and he has shown the way, is she his preferred candidate to succeed him?
I can't speak to that. This is way above my pay grade. I don't know, what His Excellency.
I mean, there are always whispers on the corridors of power. You are on the corridors
Dramani of power. Mahama is thinking. That's what you're asking me to do this morning.
Well, you're on the corridors of power.
To speak to who His Excellency prefers. Lily, surely.
For President Mahama to go to
know that I am not a magician.
I know. Of course I know. For President Mahama to go to a global platform and acknowledge this, it means that there's some work behind the scenes. There's something he has seen. So it means on the corridors of power.
It's in keeping with who he is. It's consistent with who he has shown us that he is. He's a believer and a worker for equality, for equity. This is who he is. I keep saying this. He has given us our first female vice president. It's who he is. There's nothing he said there that is inconsistent or not in keeping with who he is.
No ifs, no buts.
So, it's for me, it's a no-brainer. Of course, like me, like you, hopefully like every Ghanaian, he wants the best for this country. He has consistently said that for him, this is a legacy term.
Sure.
He wants to do something for this country that, would stay, that would be impactful, that would be meaningful. He has 4 years. To leave a legacy. And he has consistently said that this is what it is for him. It's a legacy term for him. So I know that he has the best interest of this country at heart. And he wants to do everything he can to leave this country better off than he met it. So, I mean, there's nothing inconsistent there, like all of us.
But he has not been able to meet the threshold. He has not even done 15%. I mean, for an AU gender chair, I was suspecting that by now, maybe a little over 20. What is stopping the president from...
A little over 20 what?
20% in women empowerment, as he is saying, in appointments.
Oh, you mean the appointments?
Yes.
Well, Lily, it's right here that I came and said, and we did the math together, and we realized that he has done way more than has been done in the past. It's right here, right in your studios, Lily, me and you, you know. And I forgot, I think we must have been with Dr. Equia, when we had that conversation, and we all came to a conclusion that he has done, you know, way more
than his compatriots,
than everybody else.
But on the score of GHOne, he has not done as much as is required.
Is there room for improvement? Always. Always there's room for improvement.
10 months on?
Could some more have been done? Yes. If you ask me, even if you give me 100%, I will take it. Oliver Twist, he always asks for more. Of course. But can we give credit where credit is due? Can we acknowledge our wins? Can we pause when we have a win and celebrate it for what it is? Because we do have a win, you know, in this instance. We've been given more than we've ever had. Can we celebrate that for what it is? Even as we continue to ask for more, which we always would, you know, because there's always room for improvements. Women constitute more than 52% of this population, you know. If we're going to do representation truthfully, honestly, then women probably should be more in any, you know, powerful table than our men. So yes, of course, there's room for improvement. But we will get there. This president has shown the way. So others will come and do more. Or he will do more. I mean, but let's celebrate our win. And this is a win. This is definitely a win.
Okay, I'll take a break. When I come back, we'll talk about the National Service Authority scandal. It's been topical. It's one of the things that the Attorney General has been hammering on. He's held press conferences, and at some point, many said that, well, this Attorney General was a celebrity Attorney General. He was all about talk and nothing. 2 days ago, he's come out. He's pressed charges against the two leading figures who held the fort at the National Service, the director and his deputy. I will talk about all that after this. Stay with me. Welcome back to the show. This is still GH today here on GHOne TV and still the Breakfast Review. I'm a part is still here. We've been talking about the unfortunate incident that happened in Kranchi. We also spoke a little bit about female empowerment, women empowerment. President Mahama says very soon Ghana will have a woman president. Maybe it could be me. Maybe it could be Emma. You never know. But let's talk about fight against corruption. For months, a lot of people, especially when you go on social media, had said that, well, the NDC touted Oral, but it appeared Oral was doing nothing. And the Attorney General on a number of occasions held press conferences and updated the public on what his office was doing. 2 days ago, there was a release that 2 persons who were cited in this Oral investigation, notably the National Service Authority, the 2 heads have been charged. The head was charged with 14 counts involving stealing, causing financial loss to the state, and then money laundering. And then his deputy, stealing, willfully causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. Those are 5 counts. I've also seen a number of people say that, oh, this will be much ado about nothing. Will this?
I hope not. I think not. And I use the word hope because it's a process. It's a legal process.
Sure.
And you can't make a determination of the outcome until the process has, gone through its full, so none of us can predict what the outcome will be. Certainly this government is not one to do that, to start a process with an intended outcome. No. The laws will work, the facts will speak for themselves. I say all the time that the name of this game is evidence. Is there enough evidence to prosecute? The Attorney General believes there is. The facts that have come out are pretty, for lack of, I'm trying to use, so I don't say like I said before, honestly. Right? So there seems to be enough evidence, here to go on. Now, when this government started office and Oral, became so topical, in a few weeks in, there was conversation around nothing is happening. Where are the prosecutions? And the Attorney General kept saying, we are not doing this ad hocly. This is not for gains. This is not for show. It's a process. We need to take our time, painstakingly. Take our time. Go through all the records. Go through all the facts. Establish that we have real cases. And then we will roll. And he kept updating us. Again, government accountability is serious. We heard him, Here we are. Now, finally, now that he knows that he has enough, we are going to, prosecution. And like I keep saying, like everybody else, I've been shocked by some of the facts, that are coming out. Where between the 2 heads, we are looking off in excess of over 600, million cedis that are unaccounted for. The interesting thing for me is that in this instance, it's not one of those where you can talk about, what's it called? Not following due process and money being lost. This is not one of those. Listen to the counts, the charges themselves. It's stealing, it's direct, where monies are being traced into accounts. And I, reading through the charges, saw e-swish, and I chuckled because I've worked in Zenith Bank before. I was there when that bank product was introduced. So it's interesting. Accounts names, names of agencies, things that have been set up, blocks of life, with direct, because when you register a company, it can be traced. You can go to, to trace who owns a company. Accounts, you can always trace it. And e-swish account owner, who owns it. These are things that are cast in stone. You can't make it up, So it's interesting. But of course, we are all speaking with caution because I keep saying that it's a legal process. Let the process take its due. For me, what's important is that at the heart of this heist, this payroll heist, institutionalized payroll heist is what is being called. At the heart of this were good intentions, right? Some 30 million, I think, how that was stifled. is for national service persons to have access to goods and loans. Good intentions, where the national service experience would go beyond sitting behind the desk or being sent around to prepare tea or bring a bag or follow somebody around. To make it more meaningful, more impactful, to make it about revenue generation. So good intentions. Pardon my French this morning, poo-pooed upon by the way that it's all turned out. I'm more interested in how, after all of these things, we will take lessons as a country, right? And make sure that, again, these things don't happen again. I'm not shocked anymore by issues of corruption. And that, for me, is the problem. It's a harrowing thing. That as a people, we've gotten to a point where now you hear about corruption scandals and you hear the amounts of money, 600 million. And you are not shocked. You are not, it's a terrible thing. We need to do things differently. We need to get the laws to work. But more importantly, we need to have systems in place that prevent these things from happening. Audit systems, right? Internal checks and balances. How is it, that two heads, if all of this turns out true, can get away with so much, in this length of time? What's our audit systems like? How are we making sure that these things don't happen? When you are put in charge, when you are put in trust of state resources, how do we keep you accountable? How do we keep you in check? These are, for me, the bigger questions that I want dealt with. Hopefully, once we are through with the process and we establish the facts of the case, we will retrieve our monies if indeed we have lost our monies. But we will seal the loopholes within our systems, all of these ghost names and all of these payroll, and all of us will be minded not for this to happen again, because I hope that there will be stringent, punishments where people have been found culpable.
Okay. All right, so we've been joined by Elena Mareko. She's special aide to Dr. Baumia and a lecturer at UPSC. Ellen, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You were late. I know that it's raining.
It's been a terrible traffic situation. In fact, right in front of GHOne, I spent 10 minutes. And I couldn't leave the car. I couldn't. My apologies.
And I know the rain
it's still raining. So please, let's all be careful. Those of us who are in flood-prone areas, move. We are all tired of.
I know. And interestingly, the Ghana Meteorological Agency has announced, I engaged them, they announced that we're going to experience more rains till December.
So if you know that where you are living is flood prone, please start making arrangements. Don't let it come and then we'll all be up in arms. You would be the one affected first before any one of us can help. So please, let's protect ourselves. We'll say it, they'll go back again.
Oh, of course. We're a very recalcitrant country. We're talking about the National Service Authority.
Yes.
And then the state has slapped charges on the two main appointees of President Akufo-Addo. 14 counts and then 5 counts. Willfully causing financial loss to the state, stealing, and then money laundering. Yesterday,
these accusations.
Some of your colleagues say, well, this will be not much ado about nothing.
Oh, I don't think it will much ado about nothing. To be slapped with such cases as a Ghanaian, and it's a dent on your image. So you would have the opportunity, and in fact, you have the mandate to go to court and defend yourself. These rumors had been going around for quite a while about the National Service, the former administrators of the National Service. So for me, I just think that it's right that they've been given the opportunity to go and defend themselves. And knowing the two of them, like I do know them, they will defend themselves. I'm hoping that they also have, when you are accused of something and you know you are not guilty, you also push for the opportunity to defend yourself. So for me, I really don't see the hula baloo about it. They should go to court. They should defend themselves. And whilst they are at it, could they please also let us all know what's happening? Sometimes these things come up. We all hear the noise about it. Then we all go to sleep. So the processes will be going on. Some, it goes on for years. We were in this country when some court processes went on for years. This Attorney General came in and he decided to file nolle prosequi. There's been more than 10 cases. So if we are really, really interested in this as a nation, perhaps the rest of us should also keep an eye on it and make sure that we also hear from their processes. That will also inform public opinion on the two people who are involved.
True.
Because some of these things, it happens and it damages you for life. Even when you are declared innocent, not guilty, it takes a lot of PR work to get you done. So we need to follow. I mean, just as we are giving it all the publicity now, we need to follow through with the process and then give the publicity to whichever verdict will come out. If truly they have taken our money, that's what the jail there is there for all of us. If truly they have taken it. But if they have not, I think we should also give them a very fair trial and let them defend themselves. And once they're at it, all other government appointees, those who have gone to take over their positions, I think they should also take judicial notice. Because this is not the first time government appointees are being tried for causing financial loss to the state and stealing. Some were convicted, some were acquitted and discharged. So if you are given any position of trust, be very careful how you conduct yourself. Be extremely careful. In the best of cases, don't even let this happen. But we are in a society where things happen. So if it happens, go and defend yourself. And for me, I think that's the only thing I have to say on this matter, because there's nothing else. We cannot even go into because they are in court. Exactly. Content. So we cannot even go into the cracks of the matter. But when you read the charge sheet, it definitely doesn't look too good. So I'm very happy that they have the opportunity to defend themselves. The monies are huge. We are talking about almost 700 million Ghana cedis. They have to defend themselves.
And are we expecting the usual long trial, or this time around we want something concrete? If you have airtight that you're going to court with, we do not want it dragged.
The point is this: our court processes are court processes. All attorney generals that I have heard, all lawyers, I mean, when I say lawyers, I mean senior lawyers, they keep on saying that the wheels of justice grind slowly. But it will grind. It will get there. So for the length of time, it will be difficult for all of us to determine. Hopefully, the Attorney General has an airtight case. Hopefully, the defense lawyers also have an airtight defense. And then let's move on. I mean, left to me, I think this thing should be done within 6 months. But of course, I'm not the court. I'm not the law. And depending on what happens, remember that the court processes are also open for everybody. There are adjournments. People can get sick. Lawyers can decide not to come. Judges can get sick. Judges can be transferred. Judges can be promoted. A lot of things happen. So let's just pray.
There are legal vacations.
Legal vacation. So let's just hope and pray that the right thing is done and that justice is served. It's as simple as that.
I'm out of time, but I want to take your thoughts on the boat incident. On the Kwachi,
yes, I think I'll put the two with what the president also said in China about the women matter. For me, I think that the women. This meeting is a follow-up or a continuation of the Beijing conference 30 years ago. Yeah. I remember the Beijing conference when Her Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings came back, and all the efforts that we put in the works to make sure that the women actually move. It's been 30 years. I think Ghana, we've done well. I mean, to have a vice president as a woman is an excellent achievement. I am not on the same political party with her, but it's an excellent achievement. As he said, the next one is to have a female president. How that will happen, our internal party politics and its issues, usually they go against the women so much, but let's hope it goes through. But it's not just the politics. It's also with the organizations, private organizations. One of the things I think we should push is for our young mothers. We have so many young women. We put them through school. The F-Cube, free SHS, the university one. Government actually puts in effort to get these women educated. They finish, they get married, they have children, and most of them have to stop. A lot of us had to cut our careers by 10 years just because we had children. There's nothing that that supports.
The system will not accommodate you and support you.
They will not support you. What do you do with a 3-month-old baby? What do you do with a 4-month-old baby? And then all this effort that the country has put to you, your family has put to you, it just goes down. And coming back into the workforce after children is another headache. Your male counterparts will be far gone. Far gone. So that's something that we should also look at. There's the affirmative action law, implementation. Our cabinet has just 2 women. Mr. President, you still have 3 years. So let's reshuffle come. Let's add more women to our cabinet. There are still a few issues that we have to work out on. But I think Ghana has done well so far. The issue of
the
Kratchi matter. It looks like this year is becoming a very bloody year for this country. It's just too bloody. The past 6 months has been horrible. Horrible. I don't know what it is. Yes, there are issues. The Volta River, we've always had issues. When you read the story, no life, what do we call it? The life jackets?
Yeah.
Was the boat, or is it a boat or a canoe?
Yeah.
How overloaded. I mean, we are having all these issues, and you wonder what's happening.
Child manning that boat.
You wonder what's wrong with that. Yes, we'll blame government. Yes, government has to do things. The authority has to do things. But what is wrong with us? Why are we not so concerned about our own safety? And there are 2-year-olds, babies. I mean, it's heart-wrenching. But this year in particular, I just don't know. I think those of us, whichever God you believe in, whichever deity you believe in, all of us should start getting on our knees, because we still have 2-3 months more to go. 2 more months. And such a disaster shouldn't happen again. We should end the year in peace. I just feel that we are just losing too many people, and it doesn't look too good for us. We haven't finished with the helicopter matter. We haven't finished with the Bogu incident. And in between these two, and of course the Kratchi one, there are also accidents. You hear there's an accident on the Cape Coast Road. 10 people are gone on the Kumasi Road. 5. We usually speak when it's like huge numbers, but we are forgetting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, look at the number of people we are losing to accidents. It's more than we lost to COVID. Sometimes we should look at it. It's deadly. Now the roads are giving us wahala. Our waterways too are giving us wahala. And even the air too is also giving us wahala. I mean, I think our systems, we should just look at it. As I said, we'll give government the blame, but sometimes these things, it's the systems. You watch the Public Accounts Committee meetings. That's when you realize that, yes, politicians are there.
But we are the people.
Politicians, we are less than 5,000. I mean, just put all political appointees. The president appoints about 6,000 people, political appointees. Add the MPs to 8, add 1 or 2 people. We are not even 10,000. The system is run by the rest of Ghanaians, civil servants, public servants. Each one of us in our small space, if we do what is right, the deck. Whoever is in charge of the river, where they board, if the person did his work right, you know that these people are not wearing life jackets. So I won't let you go. But we will bribe, as Ghanaians, we will give him something small. And he too, you collect something small. Get on our roads. Look at the cars that pass, and you wonder if they go through barriers. To them on the police, they'll allow those cars to go. They are crooked.
Yeah.
You meet some of these trucks, they are crooked, overloaded. They'll allow them to go. And they'll stop the taxi driver for 1 city.
You know, 2 days ago at dawn when I was driving, there was a church ahead of me. And I was asking myself, how did this person pass the roadworthy test?
Does he even have one? And who's even checking it?
Because it's so rickety and the smoke emanating from that vehicle. And I was asking myself, what are we doing to ourselves as a country?
In finisher, you come and blame us.
Yes, we'll blame the politicians.
Why should he blame us?
But the first onus lies on us as Ghanaians.
And the organizations that have to work. Whoever is responsible. Because we just look at our roads. And the sad thing is that most of these things, Accra, Kumasi, I use it a lot. Accra, Kumasi, Techiman, Wenchi, Wa Road. I use it a lot. And most of these heavy trucks, they are crossing our borders. They come and pick things from Tema. They are going across our borders. And they are the ones who are getting spoiled in the middle of the road at night with no no indication whatsoever.
No
If you are not careful, you run into them, you are going to die. They are the ones that are actually spoiling our roads.
Because they're overloaded.
Road toll. What's up?
And those who check the
axle load matter.
Yes. They go there, they get there and they tip them and they go.
These are all parts. So you can blame the politicians, yes. But we are less than 10,000 in the system. The whole system is managed by over 300,000 public civil servants, including military police. And all of you have given up. And that is what it is. It's a sad situation.
Really sad indeed. Okay.
My condolences to all the bereaved families. Yes, I can imagine what they are going through. It's not a happy place.
Yesterday, the vice president was there. And,
yes, and which is right. She has to be there. And what can she also do? Just go and send your condolences. Wish them well. Yes, the state will pay for the funerals. But
the state has given them more life jackets, but
will they
compliance is always a challenge. Because I engaged the DG of the Ghana Maritime Authority, and he alluded to the fact that 90% is human. 90%. Because even if you police the area, these are human beings. You go there, you move to the next area, and by the time you come back, they are on the river. Anyway. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you, Amma Pratt. She's press secretary and spokesperson to the vice president. Elena GHOne is special aide to Dr. Mohammed. Oh, by the way, how's the campaign going? I understand you're starting the constituency campaign.
The constituency campaign today.
But I understand it's 275. We have 276. Okay, because I saw some papers reporting 276.
Okay. He started with New East, so today he's in Sydney East, Sydney West. Okay. Pro East, Pro West, Atibu Mountain. And tomorrow he'll continue to, I think, in Kwanzaa North South, Kintampo North South, do Techiman, one of the Techimans. Then he'll finish on the third day and move up north to do it. So,
how many days is he going? That's a long stretch.
Well, we are going till we are done on the 31st. It's part of the job. He has to meet the party delegates. He has to speak to them. You want them to bring you back again, you have to go meet them and explain to them why you want them to meet them. They are the owners of the party. They are the ones who determine who the leaders. It's not just him. The other contestants are also up and doing. So it's going to be it's an exciting time for us in the MPP. It's the beginning of, we believe, our rise back to power. And so let's see how it goes.
Is the number 3 significant for you as a campaign team? It's not?
It's a number. The last time he was on number 2. He won. And so for us, it doesn't really matter. The last time, the other opponents, Engineer Kwabena Japan was the last. He's still the last. Honorable Kennedy Japan was the first. He's still the first. It doesn't really matter. The people just need to know where you are and just go and vote for you. His Excellency John Mahama was number 8. People counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and went to vote for him. So honestly, Dr. Bami, I think it was 2 or 1. Even if you are 13 and the people want you, they will still look for you. So for us, it's just a matter of letting them know where you are. You are placed, and they will vote.
Okay.
Wish them well.
Well, you see, they wish
you have to wish us.
Because soon theirs will be coming.
No. We are building the nation. We are resetting the nation.
But you definitely need flags.
That is why
we are resetting the nation.
Honorable Esiedun Ketia is doing thank you tour. The chief of staff is walking. Aruna Idrisu is stepping out in style. Everybody is also the vice president is also touring markets.
We are resetting the nation. We are resetting the nation. Touring the market is part of the money.
Yes.
Okay.
You haven't said it's not. Everybody is also doing their own.
Okay,
even in the party.
Thank you very much. My name is Lily Mohammed. I am back shortly after. Stay with me. You're welcome back to the show. This is still G today here on GHOne TV, your perfect morning companion. It's now time for Health Alert, and tomorrow is World Anesthesia Day. Ahead of the day, we're celebrating anesthesiologists, and I've been joined on studio this morning by Dr. Edmond Siandankwa. He's Medical Officer, University of Ghana Medical Center, and Dr. Abna Dakwadan, so she's Specialist Anesthesiologist, Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Tomorrow is World Anesthesia Day, right?
Yeah.
But if we talk about anesthesia, what is it? Is it just about sedating people?
Okay, so anesthesia, as you have said, it's part of, to sedate is part, but it's a broader topic, and from its weight, making it easier for everyone to understand. An means not. Anesthesia has to do with aesthetics or perception. So it's basically a new field, or it's a field of medicine where we aim to help patients so that they will not be able to perceive their surroundings and specifically pain. So the main purpose is for surgery to be a successful one throughout surgery and even after surgery. So that's basically with the definition, that's what anesthesia is.
Are there forms of it, or is just a blanket?
Yes, there are forms of it. Sometimes we do what we call general anesthesia, what people probably know most, where we give them medications and then they go to sleep or they become unconscious. And then we have regional anesthesia, where we give an injection at a particular point so that just that area would be numbed, so the patient can be awake, but then would not feel any sensation in that area. And sometimes we just give the local anesthetic or the medicine that numbs to just a small area, just at the point where they are going to cut, and it can also numb that area so that the person doesn't feel the pain.
Is it on the discretion of the anesthetist or the anesthesiologist, or it is on demand of patient?
Yes, so usually for a particular procedure and for a particular patient, there is a particular method that we deem fit based on the risk and what is actually needed. So usually we would still talk to the patient about the options, and sometimes we are able to, we can let the person choose whether he wants to sleep or not. But there are times that it may be too risky to put completely to sleep. So we would probably push more for you to accept to do a regional technique than not. But yes, usually it's a discussion between the patients and the anesthetist on the choice.
For the anesthetist or anesthesiologist, what do you do generally? Is it just about injecting people in regions or sedating them completely?
Right. So an anesthesiologist generally is a medical doctor who has undergone...
You need to be a medical doctor?
Yes, for anesthesiologists.
Okay.
You should be a medical doctor who has undergone some further training to be able to deliver the anesthesia safely. And usually what goes into what we do is that before you can even deliver the anesthesia, you have to assess the patient to make sure that whatever plan you have for them will not kill them. So the first time you may meet them would be after your surgeon has told you that you are going to have this particular procedure. They will refer you to us, and then we will talk to you. We'll ask you questions, just like how you go to a consulting room and tell the doctor you have this, that. It's a similar setting. So we'll ask you questions, we'll examine you, and then we'll look at some lab reports, some images. And then based on what we find, we have to plan a specific anesthesia for you. And usually at that clinic, we would explain to you what we are going to do, give you the options, you help us choose what you would want to do. And then we can give you some instructions. Sometimes based on what you have, like you are hypertensive, so you have some medications. Some of the medications may have to be stopped before the surgery, some have to be taken that day. So that is the point where we actually give you that information. And then sometimes most of the time, once you are going for surgery, you are told not to eat. We give you those instructions, the time to stop eating or drinking, and all of that. Then we actually come to the day that you actually have the procedure. So we take you to the theater. We set up some monitoring, because we know that when you're under anesthesia, some of your system things change. So we need to be able to monitor that and intervene. So we set up that, and then we administer the anesthesia. And throughout the procedure, we need to keep you alive. So we continue the monitoring till the surgery is done. And after the procedure, you are taken to a post-anesthesia care unit, where we still have to continue to take care of you till you are deemed fit to go to the ward. So basically, that's what we usually do. But some of us also have even specialized to do intensive care, where we look at patients who are critically ill, especially in the perioperative setting. And then there are people who actually do chronic pain.
Okay.
So like people have a low back pain, so somebody has some shoulder pain of some sort. There are some of us who have also specialized in that, and then they will assess and give you a proper management. So, yeah.
The Ghana Anesthesiologists Society, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, so we're a group of medical doctors, as I said, who have gone on to specialize to become anesthesiologists. Okay, and it's across the country, that's the whole of Ghana. We are over 185 and counting. And
100 and what?
185.
Okay.
And counting. And we are part of a mother organization, that's the World Federation of the Society of Anesthesiologists, which is the bigger worldwide federation. Yeah, so that's basically what the main group is about. Yeah, so.
So for you as a society and for you as members, what do you do for people, especially in case of emergency? Do they immediately call you? And when they call you, because you have the knowledge, are you immediately able to administer the anesthesia, or you have to take them through several screenings, especially in emergency cases?
Right. So in emergency cases, anesthesiologists are very important, like when you have gotten to the hospital. Because most of the time we may have to do some resuscitation, and we play a very key role in making sure that the patient gets oxygen into the lungs. So we are sort of more specialized in dealing with how to deal with the airway and breathing of the patient. So even when we have other team members like the emergency physicians and other doctors who also know how to do the resuscitation, we play the key role in making sure that the patient gets the oxygen in. So that's for resuscitation. Sometimes these emergencies need to be taken to surgery, and usually emergencies come and their risk is usually higher than those who come like a planned surgery. So these are all things that we play a key role, and we have to get the necessary training to be able to do this safely, so we don't create more problems for that patient who has come with the emergency. Yeah.
But are you enough in the society? Because, I mean, listening to you, it means that your role is very critical in every aspect of healthcare delivery.
Right. I think this is a very good question, because this is one of the reasons we try and come every year to let people know of us, because we need to be a lot. And unfortunately, as she said, we have just about 185 doctors at different stages of even the training in Ghana. And we have like 35 million people. Which 33 million people. Right. So this puts it at around 1 is to about 200,000 maybe. There's something there. And you can imagine, how can we actually deliver to everybody in that nook and cranny of the country? So it's part of the reason why we are here, to create more awareness, to even encourage more of the people, the doctors, to join us, and to draw attention of stakeholders, policymakers, to try and encourage more people into this field, because we really are needed everywhere.
Can anybody at all be an anesthetist? or anesthesiologist? I hear anesthetist, I hear anesthesiologist. Is there a difference?
Okay, so I mean, basically, it's part of the geography where you are from. Some people in some countries, it's basically the same.
Okay.
In other places too, there are some differences between them.
Okay.
So an anesthetist generalist, anyone who has been trained to provide anesthesia. An anesthesiologist is a medical doctor who has been trained to provide the anesthesia. So anesthesia is broad. We have other people within us who help us in providing this anesthetic care. So we have people who are nurses, nurse anesthetists. We have the technicians who are also there. So they all come together to help us. But an anesthesiologist is a medical doctor. So that person needs to have gone to medical school for 6 years, do your housemanship for 2 years, and now you enter residency program in anesthesia. And that one can take between 3 years to 5 years, depending on whether you want to become a consultant. So that's how long it takes to become, an anesthesiologist. Yeah.
Okay. But an anesthetist, a nurse can become, does that mean that they have to specialize in that?
Yes, they have to. They also have to.
Okay. Tomorrow is your day. What are you doing to celebrate the day as anesthesiologist?
Okay, so we are focused on some important things. One, for people to, as my senior said, for people to appreciate anesthesia. We've come from a long way back. I mean, there were times when there was no anesthesia, so you could imagine people doing surgery and then they didn't have anesthesia. And I'm sure many people remember Florence Nightingale, even in her notes on nursing. And I quote what she said. She said that there are many physical operations where ceteris paribus, that is where all things are equal, the danger is directly proportional to the length of surgery. Meaning that some years ago, how fast you could do your surgery determined whether your patient will survive or not. So back then, because anesthesia wasn't so strong, surgeons had to learn how to be very fast with surgeries. And that also led to some deaths. There's one classic case, a guy called Robert Liston. He wanted to do a surgery in 2.5 minutes. He ended up killing 3 people in the theater in the end because there was no anesthesia. And you have to be very fast. It's a beautiful story you can read about. So you could see that there was a big problem with not having anesthesia around until 1846, on the 16th of October, that's tomorrow. Okay, we want to mark the onset or the inception of the modern anesthesia by William what is his name?
Watson.
Yes, Watson. Okay, where he was able to produce our first anesthetic drug, which has revolutionized how we give anesthesia. And that is why now we can do long surgeries like cardiac surgeries. I mean, you can do organ transplants. If it wasn't for this, we would not have been able to do some of these things. So it's important for us to actually have this to help us remember some of the things brilliant scientists have put into anesthesia. That is one thing. And again, our theme is anesthesiologists in health emergencies. So we want people to be aware of some of the emergencies that happen and how they can work around it. You know, in some countries, people are adept when it comes to managing certain medical emergencies. But unfortunately in Ghana, people see a problem and then they use what probably they've seen someone do, which is not medically right, and then it creates issues. So that is why we want to have this program tomorrow. Okay, we have a platform on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, we want to share videos on how to do CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, where you can actually learn to give the heart some, we are trying to help pump the heart, especially when the heart is not pumping very well. Okay, to help, bring the person back to life again. We also want to let people understand in terms of when somebody has stroke, how you go about it. When somebody has a seizure, how you should go about it. When somebody has a head injury, how you go about it. These are very key. The initial time, when it happens, what you do at the initial period can actually affect the person's prognosis or the person's outcome in the long term. So these are some of the things we have as an organization, as a society. We want to push it out there for people to know some of these things. So that is it.
What more are you doing? Will there be a time where you do free anesthesia?
We will consider that in the
future. but for people out there in the health fraternity, maybe nurses and doctors, why is it necessary that they veer off into anesthesia?
I think the main reason is because we are needed. Obviously, we know there's a gap that we need to fill. Because if we imagine majority of us are in Accra, Kumasi, maybe Cape Coast, but what happens to those that are outside of this perimeter? They also need to have access to this kind of safe anesthesia. So we really want to encourage the young doctors coming up to try and come into the field, and then to the people that give us incentives to encourage, because it's a high pressure zone. Not everybody would want to be working in an area where every time we are doing resuscitate, we have to save the person's life immediately and things. Not everybody can do that unless you actually give them more incentives so that we keep them in the field, because sometimes people come and then they stop, and sometimes people don't come at all. To the patient or to the provider?
For you, the provider, is it risky? Because then you're torn between saving a life and losing a life.
Right. I think it's quite both physically and mentally demanding. So as if you are not mentally strong, especially, you could break down, because sometimes we see it's not everybody we can even save, and even the people that it has to take a lot from you to be able to do this. So it's not something everybody would be so happy to do. But for us in the field, I think what encourages us is the joy of seeing someone who comes almost dead, or sometimes even in a cardiac arrest completely, and us being able to put in measures to sort of revive the person. So I think
it means that we need to celebrate you guys.
We do. We deserve to be celebrated.
Celebrating you ahead, and obviously a call to action and a call for more support, especially from the corporate world as well. So that's Dr. Abnada Akwadan, so she's specialist anesthesiologist at the Kolibu Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Edwin Siadankwa is medical officer, University of Ghana Medical Center. We are back shortly. We're heading to the house of the Lord.
All right.
We're journeying together for a particular purpose. You tell us all about that purpose. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm so well. Yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Journey together.
Yeah.
Why journey together? Where are we journeying to?
Why journey together? Thank you so much, first of all, for receiving me.
You're welcome.
Why journey together? I believe marriage is an institution that gets two people involved. And these two people are going on a journey to a destination. And the reason for journey together is to help couples, singles, to make the right decision when marriage is concerned. That's why they journey together.
When did you conceive this idea and why?
Why? I saw in my generation that people marry for the wrong reasons. Many go into the marriage because they saw a picture on social media. Some marry because the brother has money. But then God gave me this vision to help the next generation make the right decisions concerning marriage. Because marriage is a journey for a lifetime. So therefore you need a lot of information, knowledge before you embark on this journey of marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
And why is it important? Is it just marriage you're talking about, or relationships in general? And why is it important in today's age? Today, a lot of people just want to live their lives.
Why it's important is because you're going on a journey you've never been before. And there's a need for you to acquire knowledge, information, so that you could do marriage well. The reason why many people end up in marriage and they end up divorcing is because of the lack of knowledge or the lack of preparation for a journey that is for a lifetime. So there's a need for you to acquire information so that you could do well in this institution of marriage.
Is premarital counseling necessary?
Very necessary. I always tell people the importance of every building is its foundation. If the foundation is destroyed, as the Bible said, what can the righteous do? So there's a need for you to build a solid foundation so that you could have a solid marriage. So the importance of every building is not necessarily the color of the building or the luxury thing in the building, but its foundation. So if that is faulty, you will have a faulty marriage.
Some also argue that no two marriages are the same. Marriage is tailor-made. And so if somebody is telling me about their experience, it means that I'm going to live their experience in my marriage.
I believe by someone's experience, you could avoid that experience.
Okay.
So based on what they have gone through, it can prevent you from also going through that experience by what they share with you. So premarital counseling and someone's experience could do you well. I tell people by having a conversation with someone who has talked the talk, walked the walk, could help you also to talk the talk and walk the walk. So knowledge is a necessity. So therefore, I can learn from you, you can learn from me. Yes.
Is this the first ever conference?
This is the second one.
Okay.
Second edition. I think the first one was in 2022.
Okay.
And we had like a 3 years break. But I felt led to come back to Ghana and you know, do the second edition. That's why we're here.
So what did you discuss at the first edition, and what add-ons are you bringing on for this one?
So the first one was about the journey of a lifetime commitment. So it was about marriage. But this edition is about I am single, ready to mingle. So if you're single, we're going to help you to gain tools, information of...
Are you going to help them find significant others?
Yes, there will be probably a session where I will tell people to go and look for someone that they like. Yeah, so, you know, to help the singles. That doesn't mean those who are married can't come, you can still come. But then we don't want to help the singles make right decisions when it comes to the institution of marriage.
When is it?
It's happening this Friday and Saturdays for 2 days. Friday and Saturday. And the time is 6 p.m. each night. And it's located at East Legon, the Sea-Free Ignites Church. Was formerly called Hope City Church. So it's in East Legon.
Okay. And is it free?
It is totally free.
Okay. What time will it start?
Exactly 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Till when you're done, till when you're exhausted all the topics. Are there specific topics that you be discussing? And for you, what would you be touching on?
So I'll be touching on marriage, how to build a solid marriage, how to build a long-lasting marriage. And we have some other speakers that will handle topics like don't marry a fool, another topic like how to prepare yourself while you're single. And there are different topics.
How do you know who a fool is so as not to marry that person?
Of course, based on certain signs, based on certain red flags, it can give you that definition of a fool based on how they carry themselves and how the decisions they make, the choices they make. And out of that, you could define them as a fool.
Is there anything as a Christian marriage, or there is good marriage?
Yes, I tell people a good marriage is not a product of love, because those who are fighting for divorce now were once in love. Then I also say a good marriage is not a product of prayer, because I've seen prayer warriors who have bad marriages. But a good marriage is a product of commitment, being committed to the institution of marriage. What is not what the person brings on table, what do you bring on table? So being committed. So there's, I believe, what makes a marriage good is its commitment towards the institution of marriage.
I know Christ himself instituted marriage. Is marriage necessary? Is it mandatory?
No, it's not mandatory, but I believe God saw that Adam was alone, and therefore he decided to bring a helpmeet to him to help him fulfill God's assignment. So when you have a companion, someone that you could do life together, I believe the Bible said two are better than one. So I believe you have more strength when you have a partner that's helping you. But marriage is not a necessity, because Apostle Paul was not married. So, but I believe marriage is a good thing if you do find your destined partner.
Can a Christian say, I will never be married? Will he commit sin?
I believe so, because I believe we're made of flesh and blood, and we have hormones and feelings. So I believe there could be a lot of temptation. We have a lot of beautiful women out there, beautiful, handsome men. There could be temptations. So if someone say, I would never sin, I don't really buy to that.
For attendees of Journey Together conference, what should they be expecting at this conference this Friday?
So they'll be expecting inspirational sermons, praise and worship, lifting up the name of the Lord. They'll be expecting probably to meet their beloved.
So you are going to meet your significant others. Those of you who are single, I know that prayer list that you had. Number one was marriage. You have 2 months. Find your partner there.
You never know. And I believe your questions will be answered. So they should come and they will be blessed.
I know it's free, but do I need to register to attend?
No, you just come to the location and we'll receive you over there. Yeah.
Okay. Any other thing that is specific to you that you want to touch on for people who want to attend?
Yeah, so we have speakers such as Prophet Kofi Oduro.
Oh.
An amazing man of God.
There's something I wanted to say, but it's too early in the morning. But you know, where does it wait?
Then we have Dr. Kojo Bempa from Holy Hills.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of the speakers. Then we have Azigiza Jr. And then we have Bishop Sam Dako. Then we have a lot of musicians such as Cici Bedu, Minister Paolo, and then we have Nana Yao, I Feel the Vibe, and then we have Rama Entry. So come and receive these informations that could help you embark on this journey of marriage, and your life will never remain the same.
You think that for people who are undecided, this will help them in their quest to get
yes,
married?
it will surely help them. It has helped me. Before I got married, I read books on marriage. I went to relationship seminars that really helped me and positioned me well before I embarked on the journey. So I believe the information that you receive at this event could help you have a good marriage.
How many years have you been married?
10 years.
Wow.
Last July.
Congratulations.
Yes, with 2 kids.
Must every shepherd be married before you start leading a flock?
Yes, I do believe so. So that it could, I won't say it won't avoid temptations, but it could diminish the temptations. When you have your partner there, a wife you can confine in, speak to. So I think it's very important. It will help with the ministry. It brings some level of order. People could trust you more. Because when you're a male and you just have 90% of your church members are female, trust me, the temptations could be very high. Especially when you have beautiful church members. So yeah, I believe it will really help when shepherds do have their partners.
So for those of you who are unmarried, this Friday, in East Legon, the name of the venue?
The Sea Free Ignite Church.
Sea Free Ignite Church. We are converging at 6 p.m. Let's talk about our relationships. Let's lay it bare.
Yes.
And then receive the word of the Lord to help us. If somebody finds a partner, can they go to their pastor and say, Pastor, I want you to pray about this person so that I know whether I can marry the person or not? Or I can pray myself and the Holy Spirit will lead me?
I believe your pastor could help you, but I also believe in having the Holy Ghost, having a personal relationship with the Holy Ghost yourself, where he could speak to you yourself. Your pastor could guide you and help you, but I believe it's very important for you to have a personal relationship with the Lord, for him to direct you himself. Because nowadays people could blame their pastors for making the wrong decisions, like what Adam did. Blamed God for giving him Eve.
This is the woman you gave.
Yes, so I believe when you make your own decisions, you have to blame yourself. Yes, but it would help if you go to your pastor. Hey, this is someone that I've seen, help me pray. And I believe with their guidance, it could help.
Can a Christian marry two?
Can
a Christian marry 2 women?
Christian
man marry 2 women?
No. No. It's against the law. It's against the Bible. No.
But where in the Bible did it say that a Christian man cannot marry 2?
I think there's a scripture in John where
that says 1 man, 1 wife.
So I believe we go by what the Bible is saying.
Okay. So Solomon was not a Christian.
You know, Solomon's time, they did what they...
Anyway, it's been good having you.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you this weekend at the Journey Together conference. I'd want to be there. I think that we all want to learn so that we can build good marriages. Is important, especially with the kind of divorce rates we have. It's important that people know what to do before they get married and what they're getting themselves into. Is it that a lot of people don't know what they're getting themselves into? Finally, before you go.
Yes. You see, you're going on a journey you have never been before. For instance, if you're in Amsterdam and you want to go to Ghana. If you don't know how to get there, a journey that could take you 6 hours can take you a year. But then when you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. And I believe, marriage is a long journey. So you need to get the necessary information before you go into it. Because, hey, I've been in it for 10 years and I can tell you, I tell people there is something called the blending period where 2 people are raised from 2 different backgrounds coming together. It can be tough, especially, when we blend, maybe our tomatoes,
ingredients, there's a mix.
It mix. But eventually when both of them go through the rough period and then gradually become smooth, that's how marriage is. So you're going on a journey where there will be challenges. But then how to handle the challenges, what will show your level of maturity and how important the institution for you is.
This is why you need to be at the Journey Together conference. That's Pastor William Boateng. He's head pastor for the Fruitful Center. My name is Lily Mohammed. We're back shortly.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. It's always smiles knowing we are together. Work is always effective with NASCO home appliances.
The show, this is still G. Today, my name is Lily Mohammed. Yesterday was World Standards Day, but it's a week long, so we're celebrating World Standards Week. A lot of you have seen that beautiful edifice along Shiashi, but I'm sure a number of you are wondering, what do they do? Are their mandates duplicated with that of the Food and Drugs Authority? Well, they're here to tell us who they are, how they are aiding national development. My guest this morning is engineer Mrs. Rachel Amanfo. She's Chief Scientific Officer, Product Certification Department for the Ghana Standards Authority, and then Ali B. Issa is Scientific Officer, Standards Directorate of the Ghana Standards Authority. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Ghana Standards Authority, what is your mandate?
So, our mandate basically is to promulgate standards.
Okay.
That is, develop standards and to promote them, and to also perform conformity assessment services. And that includes inspection, metrology, certification, and testing. So these are what we promote, and that's our mandates as an agency.
How does your mandate go in tandem with national development?
Yes, so basically we are in charge of the overall country's quality infrastructure, to put it that way. So when it has to do with quality, that's what we do. We are supposed to ensure that products, services are of good quality and they are fit for their purpose. So you cannot really do without standards when you want to ensure quality. And you need quality to ensure that Ghana develops. Yes. So we can talk about specifics, like for example, when you talk of construction.
Okay.
Building materials must meet certain standards. So if building materials don't meet those standards, we cannot develop. You build, and within the next, year, the building collapses. Cement, wiring, all of that, they have certain standards they need to meet. When you come to food must meet certain standards to ensure that they are safe and of good quality, so that when consumers eat them, they don't fall ill or they don't even die. And so if you don't have all of these things in place, you really cannot develop as a country.
Do you also check for maybe places, maybe certain facilities, whether they meet certain standards? Is it just about products?
No, we also look at the facility as well.
Okay.
So, for example, when you come to the Ghana Standards Authority for certification processes, there are a team of factory evaluators who would go to your factory and look at how the factory is designed to make sure that the product that is coming out is wholesome for the consumer.
Okay. So is it just about products, like he mentioned things as to the manufacturing food, but for food, are you not duplicating with the Food and Drugs Authority? Help us identify the differences.
Okay, so in this case, the Food and Drugs Authority is a regulator for foods.
Okay.
GSA is not a regulator. We perform conformity assessment services. So that's the difference. So when people come to GSA, they are not coming to register. A couple of times, people trip in my office and say, I'm coming to register my products. I'm coming to register my food. I tell them that we don't register because we don't have the mandate to register. We have the mandate to certify.
Okay.
And so when you come to us, it's actually conformity assessment service that we are going to provide to you, and that is where certification of food products come in. So FDA is the regulator, and we promote the standards. And when we are promoting the standards, FDA uses our standards for their regulatory activities.
Okay.
So that's basically the difference.
Okay. Now, if I come for a certificate, is it a one-time thing? Is it renewal? And what will warrant the renewal of that certificate?
All right, so when it comes for our certificate or our license, our law tells us that it should be renewed annually. And the reason being, we cannot be sure once we give you a one-time license or certificate, you are going to do everything right for the rest of, so far as the entity is of going concern. So occasionally, we even come, even before the annual renewal, we come there to check.
You visit these facilities?
Exactly. Okay. We do visit these facilities to check whether
they're actually complying with the standards. So after we give you our certificates or our license, our relationship with the factories do not end there. It is an ongoing process until the factory has suspended production. It is at that point that we lose our relationship with them.
Have there been instances where within the year of certification you'd have to revoke certain certifications or licenses?
We have not. That has not come to, because we always make sure, like I told you, when we realize that there is a problem with your production, yes, we would alert you, and we would insist that you do the right thing. So we don't wait for it to get to the revocation. We have that option to revoke, but we don't wait for it to get there. So we insist. We send our factory evaluators, those who are in charge of testing the products. Your products are tested regularly and periodically for us to make sure that you are doing the right thing.
Are these unannounced visits? You know how typical human being is.
Yes.
Once they know that officers are coming around, then they put their house in order.
Yes. So there are unannounced visits. There are also visits that we inform the factory. But then there are unannounced visits, especially when we realize that you are not doing the right thing. When we have that intel, we have a way of getting our intel. So when we pick up intelligence that you are not doing the right thing, we go for unannounced visits. But when it comes to your annual renewal and your certification, we inform you that we are coming there. But between that time, there are unannounced visits. Sometimes we don't even go to the factory, we go to the markets. So that is unannounced. We just go there as an ordinary consumer. We just go and buy your products.
Mystery shoppers.
Yes, as shoppers, and then we check. And then when there is a problem, that is where we alert the clients. And depending on the nature of the problem, sometimes there are sanctions. Yes. So this is what we do.
Why should the ordinary Ghanaian care about standards?
Well, everyone should know about standards. Usually standards are designed to work in the background to ensure that goods and services are safe. So you can get away without really knowing about them. But it's very important because it protects you, it ensures consumer health and safety. And so I always give this example. You walk into, you find a product that you are not familiar with, and you don't have any recommendation from anyone. How do you have confidence in that product to know whether it's going to be good or not? You need to know about standards. You need to know about the Ghana Standards Authority mark of conformity. So you can look for that mark, and then that gives you some confidence that, oh, this product is actually going to be of good quality because it has this certificate, it has this logo. That means that it has gone through the process and is certified. So it's important that every consumer knows about standards, because that way you can take the choice in your own hand to actually protect yourself, because the standards are there to actually protect us. But if you don't know, you probably just go for anything, and then you bear the negative consequences of that.
For products out there that are counterfeit, how do you identify them? How can anybody out there identify that these products are? And when I know that these products are counterfeit, what do I do? Can I walk into Ghana Standards Authority and say that I suspect that these products, and then what do you do?
Yes, so we have a complaints department, the markets departments at Ghana Standards Authority that receives some of these complaints. So when you walk into our offices and you say you have a complaint, you'll be directed to the marketing department, and they would receive your complaints. But when you are in the markets, all our certified products do have our mark of conformity on them. All our certified products, they do have our mark of conformity. So you always have to look out for the mark of conformity on that product to be sure that they have gone through. And then sometimes they have the license numbers attached to them. Apart from that, on our website we publish, as you can, if you go there right now, you will see that a list of published companies and their products. Of certified products. So you know this product, this brand has gone through the conformity assessment process and is certified. So these are some of the ways that you can identify products that are certified by Ghana Standards Authority.
And then for producers and manufacturers alike, how does standardization or going through proper standards help, especially for other markets as well?
Yeah. Yes, it does open your access to new markets. There are various shops and markets that you cannot sell your product if you don't have certain certificates or you don't meet certain standards. So as an SME, you need that mark to prove to both the market that you want to enter and the consumers that your product, even though you are an SME, is actually of good quality. And then, like Rachel said, when you want to export, you definitely need our mark, because standards they are the currency for trade, international trade. And so if you don't have if your product does not meet certain standards, you get there, and even though in principle they might be of good quality, your product may not be admitted just because you don't have or you don't meet certain standards. So for producers alike, it really opens them up for new markets, because once they see that your product is standardized or it meets certain standards, then they are willing to accept it and then also allow you to trade freely.
For persons who want to export products, what do they need to do when they are coming to Ghana Standards Authority?
So there is a department in charge of exports at our premises. So when you walk in there and you tell the receptionist that you need to do some exports, you will be directed to the appropriate department. But
is it export of any product at all?
Yes, when it gets to exports, yes. You export any products, food products, non-food products, any products. Yes, you walk in there and there are requirements. Of course, one of the requirements is that you should have certified your products with the Ghana Standards Authority, yes, before you can do the exports. Just like my colleague said, Ali said, yes, you need that. And so when you walk in there, the processes are there, the requirements for the exporting country, yes, the country that you are exporting into, and you'll be given all the needed help.
Do you collaborate? Do you do inter-agency collaborations, especially with other agencies, government, academia, even as the media?
Yes, definitely. We involve a lot of organizations during the standards development stage, particularly the academia and all the regulators. We have very good relationships with all the other regulators, FDA, NPA, etc. We involve them in the development of the standards. We also involve consumer agencies. We involve the producers and the manufacturers themselves, so the industries, all of them, to come up with a standard that will be a national standard. So we don't just sit in our offices as Ghana Standards Authority to develop the standards, but we involve all these agencies or organizations to develop the standards, so that when the standard comes out, it will be easier for everyone to accept. And then once we are done, we still collaborate with the regulators to ensure that the regulation is done properly. Yes, so we have very good relationships with especially the regulators, because without them, then our work will just be in part. Because once we are done with the standards, oftentimes it's the regulator who takes over and does the rest.
For the ordinary Ghanaian listening to us this morning, or watching us this morning, why is it necessary that, I'm sure somebody's by now producing, why is it necessary that they come to you for certification and standardization?
Right, it's necessary because every country is governed by laws, and the laws of Ghana mandates every producer to get your product certified by the Ghana Standards Authority. So to make sure you comply with the legal requirements of the land, you are supposed to get your product certified. Aside that, it gives you access to the markets, like Aileen said. We have a couple of clients, big clients, who trip in our office. They want to give a particular company a contract of supplies, but they write to us to confirm whether their products are certified with us. And this is at the blind, yes, this is at the blind side of the manufacturer. He doesn't know, but we do. And so sometimes you could tell that this contract was a huge one, but you lost it because your product was not certified with us. And they trip in every time they trip in. So we want to give contract to this particular company, but is he certified with that? Even if he is, which of the products are certified? So you see that beyond meeting the legal requirements, it also gives you, the manufacturer, an advantage over your other competitors. So it is important that once you are there, because if our enforcement unit gets you out there where you have not complied with the legal requirements, it comes with sanctions. And sometimes if you look at the sanctions that you have to pay, it's better you get your product certified with us. So that's the message I have for them.
Ali, your final words before we go?
Yes, so I'd like to tell everyone watching us that standards are very important. Standards are working to ensure that goods, services, and products are of good quality and are also safe and reliable. And so we must all come together, both the developers of the standards and the consumers, to ensure that we are all adhering to standards. Because if products are developed and they conform to standards, and we don't even patronize those products and we keep patronizing the ones that are not standardized, we sort of discourage those who are doing the right thing. So we all need to come together, make sure that we are all protecting ourselves, only patronizing products that meet standards, and together we will have a better world, like the World Standards Day's theme is, the shared vision for a better world. You need standards to adhere to standards to ensure that we have a better world.
Absolutely. So that's Ali B. Issa. He is a Scientific Officer, Standards Directorate at the Ghana Standards Authority, and Engineer Rachel Amanfo, she's Chief Scientific Officer and Product Certification Department for the Ghana Standards Authority. I am back shortly after this breather. Please make sure that you have certifications and proper standards for your products. Stay tuned in. the BIA's Debate League 2025 edition. And my guest this morning is Miriam Keleku. She's with Akosombo International School. Aaron Nyalete is with the Association International School. And Joel Amira Oyetunde is with the British International School. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
How are we doing?
We're good. You're fine.
Okay, good to have you. What's the core structure of the program and activities of the BIA's debate?
Thank you very much for the question. So the British International School Debates League, it follows what we call BPS, British Parliamentary Style, which is basically how proceedings occur in the Parliament House in Britain. So we have two sides. We have the government bench and the opposition bench. If you are for the government bench, you are for the motion, and the opposition bench is against the motion. Government bench has 2 teams. Opposition bench has 2 teams. So we are looking at 4 teams in total.
Okay.
Yes, basically that's it. And each speaker speaks for 5 minutes, and there are 2 speakers per team. So we have 8 speakers in all. And we have what we call points of interest. It's basically something to make a clarification. So you offer it to your opponent, and then they can either accept or reject it. And then that's it. It's actually a very interesting debate concept. Yes, please.
Okay. What's the timeline for this debate?
So for the finals, which is on the 25th of October, from 8 to 11 a.m. would be the semi-finals.
Okay.
11 to 1 would be the lunch break, and then 1 to 4 p.m. would be the finals, and then the closing ceremony.
Is it open to the general public?
Yes, the general public can come and then watch and spectate the debates. I think you would enjoy it very much if you came and watched.
I definitely want to be there. But beyond this competition, what then is the public expecting after this? Then what next for you, especially for competitors? So beyond being a part of this, what would it do for you as a young person? Because then you want to answer. You are modeling what is happening elsewhere in the British Parliament.
Well, I think it helps us in a lot of subjects. For example, economics.
Okay.
In economics, you need to do a lot of research, a lot of arguments. So doing debates helps you understand the structure and how thorough you need to do your research. It gives you a better understanding.
Additionally, I think that, like she said, debates involves a lot of research, like hectic work. So then this can help us in school, right? Because personally, I'm a science student, and science is like a lot of work. So you have to do so much research. And also you have to know how to present your arguments articulately. So then debates, it just heightens your skills in all these things. And it's actually very nice. Like, it helps you in school so much. So most debaters you meet are actually very great intellectuals.
Aaron, what will make you a great debater?
I think being emotionally composed, having research skills, and always be ready to change. I think those are key skills and core skills for a debater.
She says she's a science student, and so she's had to read a lot. So these are the things that you had to do. For the rest of you, what are the things that you had to overcome, the hurdles that you had to jump?
Okay, I'll start. I tend to speak very fast, and when I do that, I mix-match my words.
Okay.
And I got braces recently, so I sort of have a lisp. So I had to slow down the way I was speaking, and I had to practice that. So like, I would set a timer, I'll shorten my speeches, and I'll try to say everything below 5 minutes, but try to take my time.
For you,
I would say working on my confidence. Most of my opponents were older than me, which was quite intimidating at first. But with help from my coach and my teammates, I was able to overcome it.
How long has this competition been?
It happened on 7th October. But we had 2 weeks prior notice, so they gave us the motions. You could do your research and prepare. But you didn't know which position you're going to play. You didn't know whether you're opening government, opening opposition, closing government, closing opposition. But since you're a team of 2, you know who is going to do the first role and the second role. So there's usually Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Opposition Leader, Deputy Opposition Leader, and then for closing there is government member, government whip, and opposition member and opposition whip. So if you know your positions, you know what you're supposed to research on. So you have to research for 4 different positions or get the points. So when you get there, you could state your points and build on them.
So what are the things that you had to research on? Knowing your positions, what are the things that you had to research on?
Okay, so Oh, you can.
Yeah, Aaron.
The debate motions basically focus on technology, AI. So we had to do research on AI, the effects of AI, and the causes and problems that AI creates for humanity.
Yes, and like he said, the central theme of this year's debate was artificial intelligence, which is a very crucial topic because, I mean, we are in an advanced era. AI is like everywhere, right? So we had to research, even from unconventional like sources, like reading newspapers. So then it was a lot of work. Like he said, it was basically on AI, techno-pessimism, whether generative AI should be used in schools. And I think...
Should it?
Yes. I think so. Unfortunately, I got the fact that I got the side where it should be used in schools. But then, obviously, those who were against generative AI being used in schools had like better points because it stifles creativity, it prevents you from thinking intellectually. So then I had to really think deep because it was an impromptu round, right? So an impromptu round, you do not know the motion. So you get there, they tell you the motion. So we're given 1 hour to prepare, no internet, nothing, your head and God. So then, yes, but it was actually a very fun debate, especially that motion. I think we placed second for that particular motion. Yes, I think generative AI should be used in schools.
Oh, you think it should be?
I think so.
What are the things that you have researched on that you think that should be inculcated in your curriculum or in schools?
I also agree with the generative AI because I believe it would help students a lot. Just like her, I was also in the same motion about opposition. So for opposition, we were supporting that it should be allowed to be used in schools. So they're like, should they ban it in schools? My main point was that even if they ban it, students are more likely to use it. So the school might as well just incorporate it, but advise the students on how to use it and how not to use it, because that would be wiser.
Aaron?
Additionally, I believe that generative AI can boost learning for students, even students who are neurodivergent or have problems learning. I think generative AI is a really good tool for learning, but has to have some guidelines and procedures to be used.
What are you looking forward to in the next round?
I think in the next round, I'm looking forward to meeting my opponents from the qualifiers and like battling it out for the finals. Most of them inspired me, but then this time I hope to do better, basically. Yes, please.
Aaron?
Well, I hope to win. But debate isn't only about winning. It's about learning from your opponent and from your coaches.
Well,
I hope to meet my opponent and win, because you can do 2 in 1.
So you want to win. But I'm sure that you've also forged good social connection with other students as well, because you're all from different schools as well. Beyond this, are you building on the relationships you've built so that you can build a better society?
When I went, I made quite a few friends and I was able to bond with them. So like after, when the judges were making their final decisions, me and then my opponents or students from other school will be discussing on our points and be laughing about how some of us made mistakes and be talking about how this person could have done this or this person could have done that.
I think in this debate competition context, it actually brings out rivalries between schools. So I think that's a really fun aspect of debate, of debating.
I think I've also bonded with some of my opponents from New Nation. I think they went for their interview yesterday. And it was great because slowly we are creating a family of intellectuals and a family of debaters. And I think that's what the world needs.
Okay. I wish you all the best. And hopefully the winner comes back. Or you all come back as winners. So that's GHOne Amiro-Yetunde. She's with the British International School. Aaron Nyalete is with Association International School, and Miriam Eira Keleko is with the Akosombo International School. All the best. Thumbs up. Is there anything you want to tell your colleagues out there?
I'll start. When I was coming here, they were telling me to give them shout outs. So
please go ahead, my darling.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. A big shout out to my coach. And she's not here, but then my other coach is here. She's been doing an exceptional job along with my coach here. So I really appreciate your efforts. And big shout out to Akosombo International School. I know you're rooting for me. Don't worry. I'll not disappoint you.
For you, Aaron?
I would say that anything that they put their mind to, they can do it. So no matter how big or small you are, you'll be able to accomplish anything you put your mind to.
And don't be shy, because I'm really shy, but debate helped me open up and be able to talk to more people, but I'm able to express myself more. And I'd like to shout out to BIS. I know you guys are supporting me. Bye, guys.
So these are competitors in the BIS Debate League 2025. Hopefully, they all get to win. Let's do some celebrations now. Happy birthday, Honorable John Apabe, former presiding member for Wulsa South District, from wife, children, and your loved ones. Happy birthday to my precious princess. Hey, doctor already? Dr. Michaela Opon, you mean the world to me. Having you for a daughter has been one of the greatest gifts that life has given me. For all that you've been, for all that you are, and for all that you're yet to be. Love you, my queen, from your mom, Joyce Ofori. Happy 20th marriage anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Amwa Richard, both of Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Kaneshi Congregation. ASP Amwa is a senior police officer at the CID headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Amwa, on, is it 10th or 20th marriage? Okay, on your anniversary. A belated happy birthday going out to you, our very own Senna Ajato. She's with us in the newsroom. We love you so much. And a belated one going out to the former Member of Parliament for Akim Sedru. He is Honorable Joseph Sam Amankwano. Happy belated birthday to you. My name, once again, is Lily Mohammed. Have a great day.